Hey, what's up, VC and fellow music lovers? How's it going? It's Aaron. I got a bunch of records to show you. I got at a garage sale for $1, and there's a whole bunch of them here, and I'd like to try to go through them as quickly as possible. I'll talk a little bit about them, and I also have a couple mail order pieces that I'd like to show you. Actually, no, one mail order piece and one I bought in a used shop here. I'll show you those in a sec. But just, been really busy. Summer sessions have started in school, so I've been busy with that. Working in the garden, just enjoying the summer. Have been watching the Facebook activity, and it's, I've been kind of busy, so I haven't been able to really keep up with everybody, but, it's very entertaining. Those of you who aren't part of the Facebook page, see if you can hop on there and check it out. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, the first record I'd like to show you here is pretty near mint. The vinyl is mint, and the jacket is in really great shape. I have this record. The jacket's complete. It's just completely trashed, and the vinyl's okay. But this one, I had to get it because, I listened to this band a lot when I was a kid in the early '80s, and this Kiss Alive, gatefold. And there's the inner sleeve there. I'm not really a big fan of Kiss. I used to be when I was younger because, the entertainment value and things like that. I even went to see Kiss in 1996 on their first reunion tour. It was kind of a mind-blowing experience. Come on, the theatrics and the stage show was pretty sweet. But this is just a classic live album. If you want to even call it a live album, they just pretty much redid everything in the studio. So that's why it sounds so good. But anyway, Kiss Alive, great, happy to have that actually. Yeah. Not really, like I said, not really a big Kiss fan. Here is a promo album. This is Billie Holiday, Songs and Conversations. Yeah, I have some Billie Holiday records, and just thought I'd add this to the collection there. And what do we have here? Okay, this is one that had some water damage, just very, very slight water damage, but the vinyl is like it's never been played. This is an absolute classic. This is Queen, A Night at the Opera. Man, loaded with great songs on this record here. Most notable of which is Bohemian Rhapsody. Here's the inner gatefold. You're My Best Friend, another great song. Lazy on a Sunday Afternoon, just a very, very English sounding song. Yeah, just a great overall record. It's a classic album, Queen, Night at the Opera. And what do we have? Oh man, these next two records here are. I was really excited when I saw these. This one not so much, but just for what it is the band. Greatest Hits, or the Best of the Band, Greatest Hits compilation. Lots of good stuff on here. I have some band records, and this one here, the band, Northern Lights, Southern Cross. Still got the shrink wrap on it. Vinyl's absolutely mint. I love the song, It Makes No Difference. It's such a great song. It's on this album. Check out The Last Waltz. I think they do. Maybe they don't do It Makes No Difference. Yeah, I think they do on that performance. Anyway, whatever. I love the band. This is a great album to have. I'm really, this is one of the records I never thought I'd own. This one I know has been recently reissued, and I think it was reissued by Sundays within the past few years or so. And I always see this in used bins, but I never see the jackets in decent shape. This is one of my favorite guitarists, being a guitar player. This is Jeff Beck, Blow by Blow. Blow by Blow. I couldn't even say that. Anyway, this is actually a quadraphonic copy. It says it's playable on stereo turntables and stuff. I haven't even checked it out yet, but I'd like to check that out shortly. This is really cool. I thought it was really great find. This is an original pressing on the Green Warner Brothers label. This is Black Sabbath, self-titled first album. Another piece to add to the old Sabbath collection. Good stuff. I remember listening to stuff when I was a teenager too, and just freaking out, man. That stuff was so dark and heavy, and just things that they're saying things I never. Oh my god, when you're a kid, And this is a record that I never even knew existed. This is Pink Floyd Works. It's got One of These Days, Arnold Lane, Fearless, Brain Damage, Eclipse, Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun, See Emily Play. So it's just like a compilation. I would imagine that's what it is. It's on the Capitol label too, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. Pink Floyd Works. This is really sweet, and I think this is a European import. Actually, it is a European. It's on the EMI label. It needs to be cleaned, but the vinyl is in decent shape, and the covers, it's got some wear to it. But this is Emerson. Oh, wait, who is this? King Crimson, Lizard. Really cool album cover. I don't really know anything about this album. I know I have In the Wake of Poseidon, and then in the Court of the Crimson King. And so this is another King Crimson album that I'm looking forward to checking out here. Where are we at? Okay, here's another one with some water damage on it, but the vinyl, great shape. And for a buck, I really don't care about the water damage that much. This is Led Zeppelin Coda. Another piece to add to the collection. You remember, if some of you have watched my older videos, I remember last summer talking about how I just had this painful shortage of Led Zeppelin albums in my collection. Well, here we go. Here's another one. I have a whole bunch of them now. I mean, it seems like after I said that, I just kept finding them. You know what I mean? That happens sometimes. You can go through a phase where you just can't find anything, while crate digging or at garage sales or whatever. But then all of a sudden, they're everywhere. There's too many sometimes. Anyway, Coda, really cool to have that. I'm glad I had that. Now, this is a band I have heard of, but have never heard. I did some looking after I picked this up, and apparently they're bluesy, psychedelic, garagey rock. And this is the Blues Magoos, Never Going Back to Georgia. Haven't listened to it yet, and most of these I haven't listened to yet, and some, I've already heard. So, but yeah, Blues Magoos. Gatefold. Yeah. Here's the inner. It's got a little bit of warpage, not on the record, but the jacket. So I'm assuming this had gotten moist at one point. Kind of misshapen here, but pretty cool. Let me check that out. This is a cool find here, the Temptations Power album. I've never heard it, but the cool thing about this, it's still sealed. It looks like it's a cutout too, so still sealed record, man, for $1. It's a cool find. What do we have here? Weather Report. I've heard of Weather Report. I've never heard them. I don't even know what genre of music they're in. I don't know, anything about this band. But I've seen people in the BC show these records before. Weather Report. This is called Heavy Weather, yeah. So I'm going to give this a spin. Give it a good cleaning. There's some dust and stuff on the jackets, and that's part of the fun of crate digging. This is a really cool find too, since I'm a fan of the blues and different types of playing. Vinyl is absolutely mint. This is the Johnny Winter story. I think Memphis Vinyl Jim and the Missus would love this. Oh, what's that? Oh my god, I didn't even see that. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, fold. Looks like there's some pages to be turned here. Gonna get in touch with this one here pretty soon. Some mild ring on, but not a big deal. Moderate ring on. I got excited to find this one here too. This is the Bee Gees Horizontal on APCO. The only song I know of this that I can really think of when I see this album is Massachusetts. So this is cool to have. I like the early Bee Gees stuff, not so much the disco. I mean, great commercial, danceable music, but not for me. Then I got a few. Couple actually. There's a few I skipped on. The Kinks. This is the Kinks' greatest hits. The Kinks compilation. Good shape. Really good shape. And this one looked really cool to me. I've heard of this record. The Kinks Give the People What They Want. Collection is ever expanding. Pretty sweet. There's 2 copies of this one. I got the best one. I might go back and get the other one because it's on a different Atlantic label. But this is Groovin', the Young Rascals. It's a Sunday afternoon. Hey, I'm grooving on a Sunday afternoon. There they are, the Young Rascals. Okay, I got 2 copies of this. I already have a pretty decent copy of this record. It's a compilation though. But these were just immaculate. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young so far. Mint. Compilation. This is like one of those first albums that I got into when getting into Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. And then there was another one, so I had to buy it because this is going to be my listening copy. Same album so far in the shrink wrap still. It's opened, but better condition. I think one of them I might give away to a lucky YouTube viewer. And then these here, The Beach Boys, Love You. Later Beach Boys album. It's a gatefold. Oh, maybe it's not a gatefold. I thought it was for some reason. Oh, there's picture of Brian on the inside. Yeah, just one of their later albums. I really, let's see here. Don't recognize any of the songs of this album. So, and this is a record that's in absolutely mint shape, and I see it in used bins all the time for like $5-6. I always pass on it because I've heard these songs so many times, but I just wanted to get it in my collection. This is Beach Boys in the Summer. I love that album cover. I had this on cassette when I was a kid, and I used to listen to it all the time. I mean, again, I'm not the biggest Beach Boys fan. There were some other ones, early, compilations and stuff, but that's good enough for me. I mean, Pet Sounds is the album that I'm most concerned about when it comes to the Beach Boys, because that's, a masterpiece. Okay, and then we have one last dollar find at the that sale there. Probably the catch of the day. The first Yardbirds record. This is over, under, sideways, down. The Yardbirds. See Jeff Beck's on the cover there, so this is Jeff Beck era. The cool thing about this record is it is a white label promo, and it says radio station copy, which is really cool. Really cool. Catch of the day right here. I've heard the song Jeff's Boogie before, which is, the main reason why I bought this album here. But anyway, I couldn't say no. I mean, how could you say no, really, honestly? Okay, now, these next two here I got at some used shop here in town. Bought this just for the sake of it. I mean, they're cheap, $2 records. Johnny Cash, I Walk the Line. I was really disappointed when I actually put this record on because some of the songs were re-recorded and they don't sound as good as the originals. Like, I Still Miss Someone. I mean, the original, anyway, that's that. This is a record I've seen several times, and I've listened to it since I got it like several times because it's a great freaking record, and that's Time Further Out. Oh, my phone's blowing up. What's going on here? Time Further Out by the Dave Brubeck Quartet. Awesome record. If you haven't heard this yet, check it out. And then last but not least, I had to do it because I just needed to have this album in my collection, and I've been wanting it for a long time. After I bought this on Discogs, thinking I got a sweet, sweet deal on it, but unfortunately, well, for what it is, I think it's a sweet deal. I mean, it was $14.99. I had to have known something was up, but anyway, Pink Moon, Nick Drake. It looks like a very, very well done bootleg. And in fact, you can kind of tell by the inner sleeves. I mean, if it was a standard Island reissue, I mean, I think it would come in a different sleeve. This could, I mean, who knows? Maybe this is a legitimate reissue, but I highly doubt it. The matrix number is ILPS 9481-A1. And then that was on side 1. And let's see, ILPS 9484-B1. According to those matrix numbers, I would assume that means this is a first pressing. Well, it's not. I mean, this is absolutely total bootleg. But surprisingly, when I put it on, the vinyl itself was pretty silent. No background noise, no hiss or cracks or pops or anything. And it sounded pretty good. You know what I mean? So, I mean, for $15, a copy of Pink Moon on vinyl that's probably transferred from CD somewhere. I'm not going to complain about it, really. I mean, one day I'll have an original, and hopefully those reissues, the proper remaster reissues, will be out soon. And then I'll buy his entire catalog, his 3 albums on vinyl, properly. So anyway, that's it. I also wanted to kind of introduce something to the VC, or just anybody who happens to see this video. There's lots of, like the cassette community happening, or even like CD, community or whatever. I wanted to introduce something that maybe, what are you guys reading? I enjoy reading in my spare time too, and listening to music at the same time. And these are just a few of the books that I've been working on, or have finished, or nearly finished. Just real quick, Viktor Frankl, A Man's Search for Meaning. Good stuff. If you want to talk about them, just send me a message. Jack Kerouac, Big Sur. The Lion's Roar, an anthology of the Buddha's teachings selected from Pali Canon by David Maurice. Living Buddha, Living Christ. I'm almost done with this. I have like maybe a chapter left. Really, really good. Especially in my line of work, something like that, where you can talk about spirituality and stuff like that for people who need it. It's really helpful. And this is a really interesting book. I'm only probably like a third of the way through it, but you gotta have like a psychology degree to understand half of what he's talking about, and that is This Is Your Brain on Music. Awesome book. It's just all about how how people listen to music, like not just by sitting down and putting on a record or something, but how people's minds actually work when they listen to music. The interesting thing is when you listen to music, you use your entire brain. There is no like music center in your brain like there is like your auditory cortex or your part of your brain in the back of your head that that translates what you see with your eyes. I mean, you use your whole brain when you use music. I mean, if you're performing music, if you're listening to music, when you listen to music, you're like paying attention to tempo, pitch, timbre, and it's just really interesting stuff. And on a side note, as far as this book goes, check out, there's a documentary on Netflix called The Language of Music, which kind of coincides. One of him and Bobby McFerrin, the author of this book, and Bobby McFerrin were the ones who kind of like narrate the entire documentary, which is really, really, really cool and interesting and profound when you think about it, because if you haven't considered music in the way they talk about it in the documentary or in this book, I urge you to check it out. Really, for real. Anyway, that's it. Hope everyone's having a great day. Oh, one more thing. I have talked about upgrading cartridge and stylus on Facebook. I think I'm going to stick with the Grail, just because, within my price range and my needs right now, I can't afford just to go out and buy like a whole brand new cartridge and stylus. So I'm going to stick with the cartridge I have now, which is a Grail Prestige series. I've been bouncing between a black and a green. You can hear a noticeable difference between the black and the green, but they're too old. I don't want to risk damaging my records or anything like that. So I've decided to get the Grail Red Prestige series stylus replacement. Probably at the top of my price range right now, and for what the reviews I've read compared to other manufacturers, it looks good. But thanks for your tips and advice. One day when I have some more cash, eventually I'll get a different turntable and upgrade. But it's just a never-ending quest. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day.